Здравствуйте. Hello and welcome to Russian language class. Before moving on, let's have a quick recap of the previous lesson. So, what did we learn in the previous lesson? We had discussed about direct speech and indirect speech, how to change the direct speech into indirect speech. So, let's have a look at some of the examples. Преподаватель сказал студенту прочитайте текст погромче. So, this is an example of the direct speech. Преподаватель сказал студенту прочитайте текст погромче. The teacher said to the student, please read the text louder, or please read the text louder. So, how will you change this text, which is a direct speech, into indirect speech? We had discussed, if the direct speech contains an imperative, what do? We use the conjunction shtoby to convert the direct speech into indirect speech, and we have to keep. Today we are going to discuss a very important and very interesting topic, which is called participles in Russian. So, we will be discussing its meaning and forms. So, let us try to define the word participle in Russian. So, how do we define the participle? Participles are non-conjugated forms of the verb which modify either noun or a noun phrase or a verb phrase. So, it can basically modify either a noun or a verb. Sometimes it is referred to as verbal adjectives. Why? Because they are derived from the verbs, and the participle shares some property of nouns or adjectives like gender, number and case. Why? Because they decline according to the gender, number and case of the noun it qualifies, and verbs. So, when it comes to the properties of verbs, they have the category of tense and voice. As you already know that tense and voice are the categories which a verb possesses. So, here participle has the qualities of a noun, an adjective as well as verbs. A participle answers the question kakoi, kakaya, kakoe and kakiye. As we already know that these questions require an adjective. So, by going through this, we can say that a participle works as an attribute in a sentence. So, and as you can see, there are 4 forms. That is why we can be sure of that a participle has 4 forms depending on the whether it is a masculine, feminine, neuter or plural. Now comes the forms of participle. So, how many forms of participles are there in Russian language? Participles may be categorized into active participle and passive participles, and both of them are either in present tense or past tense. So, basically there are 4 participles: active participle present, active participle past, passive participle present and passive participle past. So, this was about the participles, what are participles and what are their forms. So, now we will discuss the first participle will be active participle in the present tense. We have discussed that what is the definition of a participle and what is the meaning of a participle and the forms of participles. So, now we will look at the first form of the participle, which is present participle active. So, basically we are talking about the active participle and in the present tense. So, how do you understand this participle, which is called present participle active? So, this participle is used to denote an action which takes place in the present tense. So, that is why we are calling it present participle active. So, now the question comes, how do you form this participle from a verb? We have already discussed that the participles are derived from the verbs. So, now we will look at the rules following which we form the participles, which is present participle active. So, the present participle active is formed by adding the suffixes yush, ush, yash, ash plus adjectival ending which is e and ikrat ke. So, this is how we form a present participle active. So, let me repeat it once again. We form the present participle active by adding the suffixes either yush, ush, yash, ash plus e and ikrat ke, which is an ending of adjective. So, let us look at some of the examples. So, we will start with the verbs which conjugate in the way that we conjugate ye conjugation verbs, or these verbs belong to the ye conjugation verbs. For example, chitat, gulyat, vistupat and zanimatsa. So, all these verbs are ye conjugation verbs. So, how do you form the present participle active from ye conjugation verbs? First, we have to conjugate it in the third person plural number. So, how do you conjugate chitach in the third person plural number? Chitayut, ani chitayut, gulyat, ani gulyayut, vistupach, ani vistupayut. Now, you have to drop the ending which is you and te here, you te here and you te here. So, now we are left with the stem. So, a stem of the verb is chita, and then you add the suffix yush and add the ending which is e and ikrat ke, and this is how we get the present participle active. So, from chitach, from the verb chitach, we get chitayushi, chitayushi, chitach, chitayushi. Now comes gulyat, again gulyayut, gulyayushi, gulyat, gulyayushi, vistupach, vistupayushi, vistupach, vistupayushi. So, we are doing the same thing, just drop the ending from the third person plural number and add the suffix yush and add the adjectival ending which is e and ikrat ke to get its present participle active form. So, now comes the verbs which belong to e conjugation verbs. So, we have now talked about ye conjugation verbs and we have seen that we use yush. Now, we will discuss about the verbs which belong to e conjugation verbs. For example, lubit, gavarit. What is lubit? To like, gavarit to speak. So, again we do the same thing, we will conjugate it in the third person plural number or ani. So, ani lubyat, ani gavaryat. Now, you have to drop the ending which is yat and yat here and add yash, yash and plus e and ikrat ke, which is an adjectival ending. So, lubyat, yash plus e and ikrat ke, lubishi, gavaryat, gavaryashi. So, this is how we form the present participle active. So, what we are supposed to do? We have to conjugate the verb in the third person plural number or with ani, and then we have to drop the ending and add suffixes either yush, ush, yash, ash plus the adjectival ending e and ikrat ke. We now understand that the verbs with particle sya are reflexive verbs. So, how do you form the present participle active with a reflexive verb? For example, zanimatsa, zanimatsa ends with sya. So, we will follow the same procedure. So, we will conjugate this verb into third person plural number with ani, zanimayotsa, and then you drop the ending u and te and add yush and e and ikrat ke, zanimayu shi and then add the particle sya. So, this is how we get the present participle active from a verb with the particle sya. So, zanimatsa, zanimayushisya. So, this is how we form the present participle active. Now, we will look at some of the examples or the sentences where present participle active have been used. Let us have a look at some of the examples of present participle active. I have already told you that the participles answer the question kakoi, kakaya, kakoe and kakiye in various cases. So, we will start with the question first and we will try to answer the question using the present participle active. Kakoi student получает пятерку. So, which student gets a fiver? In Russian grading system, пятерка is the best grade. So, which student gets a fiver or the best grade? Студент, который занимается много, получает пятерку. So, you can answer this question using a complex sentence with the word который, or you can answer this question using the participle also. So, here we have tried to answer it with a complex sentence with the word который. Student, the student, который, which or who, занимается, studies a lot, получает пятерку, gets a fiver. Or now we will answer the question using the same meaning, but in a different way by using the present participle active. Студент, занимающийся много, получает пятерку. So, here as you can see, we are using a present participle active here from the verb заниматься. So, the participle is занимающийся. Why занимающийся? Because this participle qualifies or modifies the noun student, which is in the nominative case, singular number and masculine. So, that is why we have to keep the participle in the same form. So, the gender, number and case will be the same as of the noun it qualifies. That is why student занимающийся много получает пятерку. Next question is, какая девушка учится в вашей группе? So, which girl studies in your group? Again, we will try to answer the question with a complex sentence with the word который. Девушка, которая читает сейчас стихи, учится в нашей группе. So, the girl who is reading the poems now studies in our group. So, the girl who is reading the poems. Now, the same sentence if we use a participle will sound like this. Девушка, читающая сейчас стихи, учится в нашей группе. Девушка, читающая сейчас стихи, учится в нашей группе. So, the girl who is reading the poems now studies in our group. So, here again as you can see, читающая corresponds to the noun девушка, which is in the nominative case, singular number and feminine gender. So, that is why we have kept the participle in the same gender, number and case. Next question is, с какими студентами разговаривает преподаватель? So, now the question is not in the nominative case. So, here we are using с какими студентами. So, in the instrumental case we are using the preposition с, after which we use the instrumental case. С какими студентами разговаривает преподаватель. So, with which students the teacher is talking to. Преподаватель разговаривает со студентами, которые изучают философию. So, the teacher is talking to the students who are studying or who are learning philosophy. Now, again we will try to use the participle, present participle active and answer this question. Преподаватель разговаривает со студентами, изучающими философию. So, here we are using the participle in the instrumental case, plural number and gender is masculine. So, plurals do not have any gender, that is why the plural and masculine, and the case is instrumental. Why? Because Ezuchayushimi corresponds to the noun Stujyantami, which is in the instrumental case. That is why we will have the same form of participle here. So, this is how we use the present participle active in Russian. So, now we will look at the past participle active. Now, we will be discussing the past participles active. So, now as we have already discussed that the past participle active will denote the actions which takes place or which take place in the past. So, that is why they are called past participle. Now, one important thing, this is a contrastive feature from the active present participle, that they are derived from imperfective aspect of the verbs as well as the perfective aspects of the verb. So, basically they are derived from perfective as well as from imperfective aspect of verbs. So, now the question comes, how do we form the past participle active? It is very simple. First you have to find out the stem of a verb, and then you have to add the suffix v and sh, and then the adjectival ending e and e kratke. So, this is what we follow while forming the past participle active from a verb, and as I have already told you that they are derived from imperfective as well as perfective forms of the verb. Let us look at the first example, chitach. Chitach is imperfective and prachitach is perfective. So, how do we form a past participle active from chitach and prachitach? As I have told you, just drop the ending which is the and soft sign, we get the stem, add v and sh, and then e and e kratke, which is the adjectival ending, and we get the past participle active. So, we have chitavshi, chitach, chitavshi, prachitach, again we will have prachitavshi, pisach, drop the and soft sign, add v and sh, and then e and e kratke, pisach, pisavshi, napisach, napisavshi. Pisach is imperfective and napisach is perfective. Next verb we have is vistupach, which is imperfective. How do you form the past participle active from vistupach? We drop the te and soft sign, add v and sh and e and e kratke. Vistupapshi. What is the perfective aspect of vistupach? Vistupich. So, how do we form the past participle active? Drop the and soft sign, add v, sh and e and e kratke. Vistupivshi. So, this is how we form the past participle active from a regular verb. Now, the question comes, there are few verbs in Russian which have irregular past tense. If you remember them, ichi, nischi, pamoch, priviknuch are some of them. So, what happens when we come across such verbs which have irregular past tense? The past participle active from these verbs are derived from their past tense forms. So, basically we have to find out the masculine past tense form, and then we have to add the suffix sh and e kratke. So, let us look at some of the examples. The first one is ichi, which is imperfective word which means to go. What is the past tense form of ichi? Shol, shol. So, from shol we derive shetshi. Shetshi is the past participle active from the imperfective aspect ichi. So, what is the perfective aspect? Prichi. Prichi is to come or to arrive. So, what past participle active will you derive from prichi? Prishetshi, prishetshi. The next verb we have is nischi. Nischi is to bring or to carry. Nischi is to carry on your shoulder. Nischi, what is the past tense form? Nyos. Again, by the rule we have to add sh, e and e kratke to get its past participle active. Nyoshi. Prinischi is the perfective aspect. Prinischi is to bring. Prinischi, how will you form the past participle active? Prinyoshi. neos and then add sh, e and e krat ke. Next verb we have is pamoch. What is pamoch? Pamoch is to help. What is the past tense form? Pamok. Past participle active? Pamokshi. Again we are adding sh, e and e krat ke. Next is priviknuch. Priviknuch is to get used to or to habituate. What is the past tense? Privik. Past participle active? Privikshi. So, this is how we form the past participle active from the perfective and imperfective aspect of verbs. So, now we will look at some of the examples. Now, let us look at some of the examples of past participle active and the relation with the word katori. So, for this purpose again we have written some questions and we have answered using katori in a complex sentence and then the past participle active in another sentence. Kakova professora vislushali vnimachalna. So, which professor did you hear attentively? Vnimachalna is attentively. Let us try to answer this question using katori in a complex sentence. Мы внимательно слушали профессора, который читал лекцию о философии. We listened to the professor attentively who read a lecture or who gave a lecture about philosophy. So, here we are using the relative pronoun or the word katori in a complex sentence. So, there are two sentences, first one is the principal clause, the other one is subordinate clause. Now, if we use a past participle active, how will you answer this question? Мы внимательно слушали профессора, читавшего лекцию о философии. So, here we have replaced katori chital with the past participle active chitavsheva. Chitavsheva has been derived from the imperfective aspect chitach. So, whenever we come across imperfective aspect, then it denotes the simultaneous actions. For example, мы внимательно слушали профессора, читавшего лекцию о философии. So, here there are two actions which are denoted in this sentence. First one is слушать профессора and the other one is читать лекцию. So, both the actions are taking place simultaneously. That is why we are using the past participle active derived from the imperfective aspect. Next question is каких студентов вы встретили в буфете? So, which students did you meet at the canteen? В буфете я встретил студентов, которые приехали из Москвы. So, at the canteen I met the students who came from Moscow. So, here we are using the word katori in a complex sentence. Now, let us try to answer this question using past participle active. В буфете я встретил студентов, приехавших из Москвы. So, here we are using the past participle active in the case in which the word or the noun studentov is. Why? Because приехавших qualifies or modifies the noun studentov. So, it will decline according to the gender, number and case of the noun it qualifies. So, here studentov is in the accusative case, plural number. So, that is why we will keep the form of past participle active in the same case, number and gender. So, в буфете я встретил студентов, приехавших из Москвы. So, at the canteen I met the students who came from Moscow. У какого врача вы были вчера? So, to which doctor did you go to yesterday? Вчера я был у врача, который работал в соседней поликлинике. So, yesterday I went to the doctor who worked at the neighboring polyclinic. So, here as you can see the verb is in the past tense. So, we will use the past participle active. Вчера я был у врача, работавшего в соседней поликлинике. So, here we are using the past participle active and the gender number and case of this participle will depend on the gender number and case of the noun which it qualifies, which is vracha. So, vracha is used after the preposition u, and we have discussed that after preposition u we use the genitive case of the noun. So, this will be genitive and vracha is singular. So, singular and gender is masculine. So, this is how we use the past participle active, and let me repeat it once again that past participle active are derived from perfective as well as imperfective aspect of the verbs. So, now the last point is there are some active participles which are used as nouns. So, which are not used as an attribute in a sentence, they are used as a noun. So, they do not require any noun to come after them in order to complete their meaning. For example, Trudyashesya, Trudyashesya is worker, Slushashi, Slushashi is office worker, Adhikhayushye, Adhikhayushye which comes from the verb adhikhat is guests, Gulyayushye, so the person or someone who takes walk or stroller, Beefshi, Beefshi is former, something which was there, Uchashesya, Uchashesya is learner, Nachinayushi, Nachinayushi beginner, Pishushaya machine ka, Pishushaya comes from Pisach, Pishushaya machine ka is typewriter. So, these are some of the active participles which are used as nouns. So, this is all about the active participles, and this is all for today. We will meet in the next class. Till then, spasiba, dasvidanya.